Warm greetings and welcome to Metaphysical Awakenings with Barbara
and Eric.
Today's episode is Experiences as a Medical Intuitive. What is that, Barbara?
Well, it came when I studied for 6 months under a woman who taught quantum healing. And it tuned us in to using our bodies as the mechanism to feel where things were off in the people that we were working with. Some people grew to the point that they could feel it in their hands. Some people, it's all about using that which God gave us, reawakening our abilities in clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, what did I say? Voyance, clairaudience.
Clairsmelliance? I think that's one of those
is my least favorite. Anyway, all of those clear things, and unfortunately, clairsmelliance, which is my least favorite, by the way, because there are some really odd odors that the body can give off. However, that is a powerful tool for me to use in discerning what's going on with people and with animals. How do I explain it? I don't know that I can do that very well. The quantum healing is taking, the idea of quantum physics and the metaphysical awarenesses. And for me, I feel where energy is off. And as I felt where energy was off, I was asking, what am I feeling? And that's how my audience and my clairvoyance really popped open. I could see it and I could hear it. But more important is my clairsentience, because I could sense, first of all, where something was going off in the body. And I used to use my hands, but now, having worked in this since 2011, I can pretty much sense by looking at an energetic picture of a person in their light body. I can see, or as a medium, sometimes I feel what's going wrong in their body, be it their knees or their hips, or lots of different things come through to help me gain that information.
I think I have a better sense of it, especially whenever you said the hands part. I feel like I've either seen you or someone else to where like someone's laying down on a table and they have their hands over them, and then they find a certain spot to where they then feel some sort of energetic disruption.
Good. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what it is?
That is. What we do in the beginning is put somebody on a table and we open their chakras. When we're over the top of a chakra, we're sensing and opening at the same time. If it will not open, that usually means that there's some sort of blockage in there, and now I have to figure out what that blockage was. These are the steps that I used to take. We would open all the way down the body, all the meridians, all of the energy of the body. And when you could feel where the chakra was off, the more I asked, the more I would gain. And that honestly is when my mediumship blew open and I was able to discern a lot faster. And a medical intuitive, not everybody does this, but those that do are really good assets to have. And what I want to get to before we go any further is this. If you're working with a healer and they say, that they feel something is different or off, and you may or may not know about it, that doesn't preclude you from going to a regular medical doctor.
Right.
All right. If the healer works on you and says, okay, well, that's been cleared, that's wonderful. But if you have any questions or any inklings at all, I work and God works. You never want to go just in one direction when we have all these different tools on the earth plane to help us. So I want to put that out there right away.
Thank you for saying that. Are you talking about Reiki? Or is that something different?
Reiki is very much the same kind of healing that quantum healing is.
Okay.
Reiki masters can feel where there are energetic offs because the training that they have. And
do they also go by chakras?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
That's where you start. You have to start somewhere. You want to make sure when you have a perfectly healthy being, let's just say that you got a perfectly healthy. I'm going to layer it down on the table, and I'm going to go over his chakras. And if I feel a blockage somewhere, I'm going to think, okay, well, there's a blockage in your throat. Now, this is just hypothetical.
Sure,
he doesn't.
Sure.
Okay. There's a blockage in your throat. The rest of you feels wonderful, but your power center is in your voice. What are you not vocalizing that you need to say? That's another aspect of Reiki and quantum, reading the energy, whereas in other situations, it could be, I'm going down an older person's body and I feel that energy is like non-existent. The chakra is almost, completely closed off. And the more I put my hand over there, I can see, feel, and know that this person has got esophageal cancer.
Wow.
But that has been a long time in coming, you see. That's not something that just boinged to me overnight. I had to do my work. And again, I started this in 2011, and this is 2025. So...
Did you learn this from someone?
Quantum healing. It was a course that I took for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And as I said, within the course, we learned all of the tools with which to do the work in the quantum field. It was work too. Boy, I had to go back over my physiology, my chemistry, my biology. It was a lot of work, and it was worth it. There were 25 of us that started, and 5 of us, including Gert, because I pulled her along, but 4 of us actually that graduated.
Wow. So it's not for everyone,
no,
and it's an intensive practice.
It is.
It sounds like not only does it incorporate some of the holistic aspects of it, but also some of more of the medical and physiological parts and anatomy.
All of it. It's all there. And, to be a medical intuitive is not everybody's going to get there. And what I mean by that, you can practice, you can go. We all have these gifts. It's up to you to turn them on again. Between you and God. Mine was, I was open to receive all of the information through the quantum healing, okay? I had worked as an EMT going into my paramedics license, so I had medical background, and, I knew my biology and all that good stuff. So that was okay. But what I couldn't understand in the beginning was, what are you talking about, this feeling? Well, that's where Barbara finally had to get herself out of the way and allow all of the clairs to bloom. And they burst open. They just burst open. I had, let's see, we'll go to a person, we'll just call her Leah. Okay, I don't want to use names, but we're working, and what I'm getting at here is there are many different things that can happen during these things. Let me keep with an easier one. Okay, I'll say Leah's this one. Working with a girl who didn't know what was going on. She did not feel well, and we closed the door and locked everybody out at her workplace. And I went down her, and I stopped right at her stomach and her female parts, and I said, "You've got something really, really pushed down there. That's a blockage." And I said, "Leah, you really need to be," she said, "It's cancer." I said, "Crap. I didn't want to tell you that. I wanted you to go." She said, "I already knew, Barbara." She said, "But I know that you know something, and I know that you can help me lift this off." And I said, "You know what, Leah? You are open for it to move off. We'll invite God in through here, and we'll see what happens." And she had been praying and praying, and we did the most powerful prayer and the most powerful healing I've ever done in my life. And I could feel it, this nasty in my hands. And we have a portal that we put all of this stuff down through where it doesn't come back out. And I blessed her and I released her. And she said, "I felt something." And I felt something in the room, like a pressure change, like a kind of. It was so bizarre.
Wow.
She went to have her PET scan up in Mayo the following week. And she had it done. She had to drive from Titusville to Jacksonville. She got all the way back home. And her cancer doctor called and said, "I need you to come back up." I've told you this story before. And she's like, "Why?" She said, "There's something off with these. We think we may have gotten yours confused with someone else. Could you come up, and we want to run all of these tests again, just to make sure we're seeing what we're seeing." Sure. She's smiling. She's calling me on the phone. "Barbara, they said they've lost my medical records." I said, "Keep on keeping on, Leah girl." They got up there and it was the same thing. It had disappeared off of her body.
Wow.
They called it a spontaneous healing, and they put her in a magazine.
AKA a miracle.
A miracle. But we knew God did it.
Right.
God did it. Her desire to push that off, when you use your power, your mind, your spirit, everything in accordance with God, miracles happen.
And she took that leap of faith to meet with you.
She pulled me. I had no idea that she had been diagnosed with cancer. She hadn't told anybody at the place we were.
Oh.
And yeah, I was afraid to say something to her when I felt it. And she acknowledged it. She says her whole idea was, "But you know how to get rid of it." And I'm like, "I will do this. We'll try. God does the work. I'm the vehicle." And boop, that spontaneous healing happened. And I was never so grateful in all of my life to see such a thing.
Wow, what a blessing. Wow. Wow, that brought some goosebumps to me.
Right.
Wow.
And, can I guarantee that with everyone? I can guarantee that the power to heal is within you.
I was just about to say, I think although you're a vehicle, the person who has these afflictions has to be willing and has to surrender, and also has to have faith.
Oh, it has to push and bring God into the middle of all of it. And, God, thank you. I'm healed by your power and grace. And bingo, there it was. There it was. Our executive producer has come to see what we're talking about down here. Sweet baby girl.
So whenever you are doing this, kind of just going back to the basics, so you start with the lower chakras and move up to the higher chakras?
It depends. I would go from the feet, or you could start at the head. It's whatever kind of when you start making this your way of doing things, be consistent. Whether you start at the head or you start at the feet, it doesn't matter. But you want to always follow the same thing. That way, it becomes mindless to you. You see what I'm saying? It becomes
Right.
part of what you are. You can right up the body and feel what you need to feel. And these days I can sit and know because I've been doing it a long
Wow.
time and I've applied myself. And because I had this generational Celtic seeing that I didn't actually know about until 2018. I had all of these wonderful gifts that were opening and I didn't understand. I didn't know where they came from and I didn't trust myself was the whole thing. But when I met my biological family and I found out it came through my dad's side of the family and goes back for hundreds of years, oh, I was so comfortable in my skin and able to do what I do without question and put God in the middle of it, and away we go. Away we
Wow.
go. Yep.
So, and I apologize if I'm asking the wrong
No,
questions
that's okay.
or questions that maybe are obvious, or I know at other times whenever we're at churches, we've tried to have healers come in. I guess some people were concerned about whether like hands would be like physically on a person as opposed to above. Could it work?
It's all technique.
It's all technique?
It's all personal technique.
Huh.
You know,
Okay.
I would say that if you're going to invite healers in and you know that they are healers of merit, allow them to do their thing. Don't
Okay.
if you try to box them in, they're not going to be able to do what they're to do.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. You know, again, don't fence me in.
Right.
Is my favorite song there, but yeah, it's everybody's technique is different. Everybody's life is different. We're all unique sparks of the divine sparkler, right?
Is in order for you to do this quantum healing, does the person have to be in the same room or area with them, or is it something that you could? Okay.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, okay, in the beginning, while you're learning and growing and doing all of that, yes. Now I will say I do a lot of remote. A lot of remote healing work, and basically what I do is I used to have a stand-in, like this one teddy bear is kind of the body of the person, and I would use my hands to go over and figure out, and eventually I don't need the teddy bear and I don't need anything because I'm told, I hear, I see, I know, and God help me, I smell or I feel their pain.
Right.
And this is with people and with animals, and
With animals too.
absolutely, I do a lot of work with the animals. In the
That's right. We had that discussion a couple episodes again about your animal healing, and is that also that quantum healing,
Absolutely.
or is that something different?
it's all of
Oh.
the same thing. I call it quantum healing. But I would have to say that the technique is quantum healing. My way in is medical intuition now.
Medical intuition.
I can intuit what's going on in these animals who can't speak to you. More often than not, I will feel what's going on in their bodies.
Got it. So I know that's a service that you offer. Is also the quantum healing or the medical intuition something that you are still actively doing?
I have slowed down because I've been working on animals mostly, but I did, that's something I need to just be open to and let God use me and take me where I need to go. I need to let go. Once again, I fenced myself in there, but there, were animals in need that I wasn't, let's just say, I didn't do this animal healing as often and as much until I started working with this specific mind, body, spirit fair. And the animals that come through, I work off of photographs and I can look at the photograph and I'll get kicked right in the kidney. And I'm like, okay, is this... And I'll be able to know energetically, is this animal on the planet, or have they crossed over? Because there will be a very big lack of energy that I can see and sense on our side. And I can see them on the other side, happy-go-lucky, and, they're the same being. They just don't have their dog suit or their cat suit or their horse suit on anymore.
Okay.
And I will be able to feel what took them out. Kick in the back. So often, I don't know what's going on with our animals, but there is so much kidney disease in our animals. I see it more than anything else that's coming through me now.
Wow.
And I have to think it's either our food or our water. I don't know. Yeah, we need to be careful with the water.
Okay.
That too. I have a friend who's just introducing me into the hydrogen water. Okay, I don't know much about this.
Oh, is that the one that has like the higher pH?
Yes.
Is that what the alkaline water?
Yes.
Or is that lower pH? I think it's higher, yeah.
Whichever way it goes, and I haven't done my research, so, like I said, I'm good at some things and not so much good at others.
Hey, we're all learning.
Yeah, we all are learning, but water had a lot to do with our animals. We are what we ingest. Mm-hmm. And if we're ingesting chlorine from the cleaners from the tap waters, and how many years did we drink fluoride? All of those things, sometimes their bodies are much smaller.
Right.
And so we want to go holistic, feed holistically, and listen to what they have to say, because there's a whole wonderful, wonderful world of living well that way.
Absolutely. And that translates to humans too. I've heard many stories of people who have had cancer, and they've just changed up their diet completely to all organic and just a vegan diet, mm-hmm. and very strict. And they've I would imagine that there's other factors also, but that has
sure.
been a big thing that has released that, because like
mm-hmm.
you said, you are what you eat, or you are what you drink. So
right, I work and God works. There you go again. Doing what the medical profession says is important, but also go holistically.
Yeah.
When you change your diet, when you change your way of thinking, and that which you put in your body, listen, one of the big things with cancer, and this is what I got through spirit, okay, was I was treating my own animal for kidney disease that had turned into a cancer as well. And I called in an animal psychic that I wasn't there yet. Mm-hmm. And believe me or not, but my dog, who had already crossed over, started talking about wheatgrass. Well, what's wheatgrass? So I asked the lady, and basically, long story short, I started getting flash frozen wheatgrass in cubes from a farmer in Kansas.
Okay.
And my dog knew what he needed. And I would take that wheatgrass and I would melt it in his water or his food. He would lap it down and want more. And he was in the final stages of kidney failure when we caught it. And what we did holistically with his food and his change of everything gave me 2.5 more years of my Budrick.
Oh.
That I wasn't expecting to have at all, because I went and treated the whole animal, not just the symptoms over here.
I'm so thankful that you shared that personally, because, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so glad that you shared that. Thank you.
That's kind of why I wanted to bring that up, because, there's a lot of this going on, and we have to reverse it, and we have to stop it, and we have to stop it before it comes. And when you know what you know, then do it. Mm-hmm. Don't do the hurry up and wait mode, okay? Don't, And don't believe me. Read into it. Read about
Right.
wheatgrass yourself. Please do. I implore you. So many women swear that the wheatgrass has helped them rid themselves of breast cancer too. Chlorophylls. It's the chlorophylls, okay? And again, I am not a chemist, or I don't know. I only know what I know because I get it from spirit, and then I bring it forth and I ask people who know about these things to help explain it for me. I call them my Barbara-isms.
What would you suggest for people who want to learn and experience what you have learned to grow
Okay?
into?
I would say pick a modality of healing, holistic healing, whatever comes to you. Start in Reiki. Find somebody who's teaching quantum. Find a Native American medicine person who would help you with herbs. I mean, it's learn acupuncture, herbalists, all of it. You want the body to all be going in the right direction all of the time. And for you to be a healer, you're going to feel that nudge. You're going to feel that push. This is something that I want to do. Great. Find out where there is Reiki, because there's a lot of people teaching Reiki around, okay? And look into that and start there. And if you look into, quantum healing, or there's other more modalities out there that I don't know about, that's okay. Do your back work and then immerse yourself in that which you feel pulled for.
So glad you brought up acupuncture. One of our good friends, he swears by it, and it's helped so many of his issues, from Crohn's disease to sinus issues to all sorts of things. And he was telling me that this person here in Orlando has a fixed rate, or not a fixed rate, a flexible rate system. You can pay anywhere between $10 to $40 for a single visit.
Wow.
And sounds incredible. So I've been holding off on doing that, but I definitely have a calling to want to do that and experience that, even though I don't like needles, but that's all right. I will.
They're not needles. You don't feel the needles going in. They penetrate the epi of the dermis, the top of the skin, just to sit there. Every once in a while, yeah. When there's something off, you might feel that, but that's to your merit.
Got it.
Yeah.
So going back to what you were saying, kind of what I'm hearing is that if you start by choosing one modality and really studying and learning and getting deeper, then that then opens up other paths to other modalities. And the more and more things you practice, the more of these these gifts
yes
are then downloaded or are opened up.
Yeah.
Are opened up to receive. And it seems like we all have these if we want to choose to use them and yes. choose to learn.
Wake them up.
To wake them up, exactly.
I'm going to go back to it, but there are things in our minds from past lives that we have learned they're in there. We've survived lives, we've learned things, but the coming down of other people's ideals that are forced upon us, that cause us to have to act a certain way and say a certain thing and do a certain thing, that memory, which I call that muscle, has gone dormant, and it's only up to you to wake it up. And when you start diving into something in the metaphysical field, regardless of what it is, you're going to feel pulled towards something. And when you are, look into it, read about it, follow through, and you're going to get a pull that's stronger and stronger and stronger. Don't fight it. It is you reawakening that which you already had. And then more comes through. That's the I work and God works. And what's the key to this? Meditation. We have to calm ourselves, get our humanity out of the way, and allow all things that need to be downloaded and said Just say, I am willing to be made willing to download that which I need to grow my healing potential forward. Amen. Go to bed.
That reminds me of one of the parables from, I think it's Matthew, to where the father has, I think, 3 sons. And forgive me if it's not quite right here, but the analogy was like one of his sons did some work and utilized what he was given, and he got some rewards. Mm-hmm. Another son did no work and got no rewards. And then the person who did the most work received the most rewards. So it's kind of like the more trust that you put in source or faith, or the more that you dive in and take these I don't know if risks is the right word, but
not a risk.
Yeah, just open yourself. The more you open yourself up to new opportunities to learn and grow, the even more opportunities you'll have to learn and grow. But if you choose to take no opportunities to learn and grow, then you will then not receive. You'll then receive no new opportunities to learn and grow, because what are you going to learn and grow from if you haven't taken the first step?
It's God's good grace to bring to us that which we seek.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite scriptures from Luke. I think it's Luke 12:32. It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
And we're trying to give you some of the keys, meaning the keys to the kingdom are quieting yourself in whatever capacity that takes. I call it meditation. You may call it sitting on the beach and listening to the water. You may call it going to the top of a mountain and smelling the primeval forest and feeling the cool breeze. Those are the times we are one with the one. And that peace which surpasses all understanding is ours. In that time, we are able to download that which we desire from Spirit.
Beautifully said.
Yeah. Yep. It's really interesting because, we have animals who can't necessarily talk. And hello, this is our executive producer, Ladybug. Hi, Princess. She's our princess too, Princess Kid. I love you. I do. Yeah.
She said she wanted to join us in for the prayer for protection.
For protection. Here we go. All right. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Yay, God.
Yay, God. All right.
We love you, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.